All right, I'd like to call the regular meeting of the Southold School Board to order. The pledge to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll start with the, or do you want to do the?
Well, let me do the evacuation
Yeah.
notice first. Okay. In the event of an emergency, everyone is advised that they may exit this room from the one side door which leads directly into the parking lot. In the event of an emergency, everyone is asked to move away from the building and do not attempt to leave in your automobiles since this may cause traffic problems and block incoming emergency vehicles.
Okay, so we'll start with the public hearing.
Yes.
So we talked about tax exemptions at a prior meeting, and, the process, we had a good conversation about one of them, the surviving spouse of police officers or emergency vehicles. It turned out we had a firefighter one in there already, so we would have to amend that one and change it and make it a surviving spouse of a firefighter or a volunteer ambulance worker, and then we would have one for a surviving spouse, a police officer. So they will be two different ones because we already have one in there. And then we did not put on, right now, it's a 10% for a volunteer firefighter or ambulance worker, volunteer ambulance worker. You guys would have to decide. It's up to 50% is the allowable number. You'd have to decide on that. We did decide last time that we were going up to 50% on the police officer one, so that we have in. So we're going to kind of do both of them together, the public hearings for them. If the board has any questions, there are a couple other ones that were put up that I shared with you last time that there's no action needed because the state took action on them. We will let whoever, is responsible for assessing the real property taxes know exactly, what was made board policy. They have already accepted them in Southold town. And then, once a decision by the board is made and once we vote and we have resolutions in there later, we'll give them the exact numbers. They could not give me any, they really couldn't give me any information on how this will impact us. One of the people that I spoke to over in the assessor's office said they do not think there'll be a great impact. It's surviving members for, killed in the line of duty, and they just don't have a number for that. So they can't tell me exactly how that will impact us, but I don't think there'll be a tremendous impact. So do we have any questions? Comments, and then we'll have to decide on a percentage. Right now, we're at 10% with volunteer firefighters, adding their spouses, surviving spouses if they're killed in the line of duty. Right now, it would stay at 10%. We can make that consistent with the other one at 50 or leave it however you guys choose to do it. So questions? Thoughts?
What was it, 50?
The 50% one was the surviving spouse of a police officer killed in the line of duty.
That's the
new one.
template?
Yes, and when we
Okay.
talked about it last time, we decided to go to 50.
Yeah.
I didn't realize we had a volunteer firefighter and a volunteer ambulance 10% one already. When I sent it to the attorneys to give us a resolution, they said, do you have this? And we said, yes, and they said, okay, then what you'd really be doing is amending. I didn't give them a percentage on that.
I think it
because-
should go to 50.
You think you should go to 50 on that, too? Yeah. Everybody else thoughts
Yeah.
on that?
Well, you're losing the source of income, so.
Yeah. So we can add that in the resolution that comes later. If anybody in the audience has any questions about it, be happy to answer them. They've been in the paper recently, since probably January. You've seen them, a lot of places are passing them. Okay. So when we do the resolution later, can you just add the 50, the change to 10, from 10 to 50? The other one is written as 50 already. Okay? And then we are going to do our repair reserve public hearing. So Anthony, you're on. So we have a repair reserve. For anybody that doesn't know, we have numerous different reserves. Our repair reserve is funded with surplus monies or monies that we put towards capital projects that we didn't necessarily do during the year. We build it up and then we do repairs with it. But to be able to do repairs, the board has to approve certain things that we are able to repair. Like they allowed us, we had flooring in there, and you notice there's new flooring in most of your buildings right now, in both buildings, because over the last few years, we've been able to do that. There's sometimes roofing in there. The windows in this building were done through the repair reserve. And it's usually every year, every other year, we ask to update that list of what we're able to do, and also how much money we're allowed to spend on it. It is money that comes out of a reserve, not out of a budgeted item, or not something that we collect from taxpayers at that current time. It's kind of like our savings to make sure that we can keep our building up and running proficiently. So I'm going to hand it over to Anthony now.
Thank you. As Dr. Morrow says, we have a repair reserve. Tonight's hearing is so that we can access those funds and to show you some of the projects that we might be able to fund with the repair reserve money. So, district-wide, we have door access controls on many of our doors. This is to sort of complete both buildings. Door access controls is the swipe cards that we use. So we don't have, and a lot of it is for safety, and we have lockdown drills, they're important. So primarily, we're looking to do the two gyms, the elementary gym and the high school gym.
And the auditorium.
Excuse me?
Auditorium.
And the auditorium, correct. There are some minor doors that don't have, like my custodial closets don't have swipe access. That's always something we can do in the future, but we're trying to get more of the instructional classes and gathering places tightened up. Parking lot repairs, every few years we like to fill the cracks and we reseal it and then redo new striping. Helps preserve the parking lots, and if we don't repair them, they get worse and worse. So if we try to do it on a schedule every couple of years, they kind of stay in good shape. Bathroom repairs, we have some some partitions that have come off. Upgrading some of the hand dryers, just basic upgrades. Any plumbing issues that come up with our bathrooms, it gives us an opportunity to repair them with repair reserve funds. You can see our gym wall padding is taking a beating over the years. They're old. They've been there for a long time. So we're going to be looking to make some repairs to our gym wall padding in both gyms, the high school and the elementary. Classroom flooring. So we've done the hallways in both buildings, the high school and the elementary school. Now we'd like to start picking off some classrooms as one of the advantages of changing the flooring. One is, as you can see, the one on the left is just some very old carpeting that's in a classroom, and on the right it's not even a tile, it's like a composite board. But anyway, when we put the new plank flooring in, it also reduces our manpower for maintenance, because we don't have to strip and wax every summer, and they stay nicer, cleaner, and it's just a better product. So we're going to start looking to do a few classrooms every year and try to catch up. We did the middle school wing years ago, and now we need to catch up with the high school and elementary school. We have some track repairs that are needed. As you can see, the track has gotten some tears in it. These are just two pictures. There's a few. It's not terrible, but just know that, you know, the track already now is, what, 8 years old? Right, is that about it? 8 years old? Yeah, so at some point, it's probably gonna have to get like a resurfacing to it. You know, they don't rip it up, they just do it's coming up. I would say in the next few years, that's something that we'll have to start planning for. But these smaller repairs, we'd like to take care of in the meantime. So let me go back a minute. There are many more projects that we can do with repair reserve. In the public hearing notice, it lists a whole bunch of other, a whole bunch of items that we can make repairs using these funds. I mentioned I certainly didn't put pictures of everything because we'd be here all night. So there are other, there's other uses. If HVAC equipment comes down, we have roof repairs, anything, those are all going to be acceptable to use these repair reserve funds. But what I started to do is just to give you some recently completed projects that we've used either repair reserve or capital reserve funding. So as you know, we've done 4 brand new boilers in the elementary school and high school boilers that recently just been completed. Everything is working very nice. So we're happy with the way that project went. We replaced the 2 rooftop units, that one that feeds this library and the other that feeds the shop class and some science rooms.
One that's been leaking for years.
Yeah, so that project was done over break. February break? March break? Anyway, everything is working, up to par, so we're happy with that project. We recently redid all the elementary school lighting, both classrooms and hallways. There are a couple of areas, like the lobby area we're working on now, and like the cafeteria we still have to do, but every light, for the majority of the lights in the elementary school are all brand new LED fixtures. Here's some pictures of some new flooring that we put in. One that's on the left-hand side is a classroom up on the 2nd floor, 202, I think. And on the right, we did the hallway down in the basement. If you remember, that was just an old concrete floor. And that, we have classrooms down there. We've got the cafeteria down there. And I think it looks a lot better, a lot more inviting, rather than a concrete gray slab. We completed we changed the use or added use to the outdoor basketball courts and made them a dual use of pickleball courts and basketball courts. We had some problems with our middle school windows. If you see the picture on the left, the pencil is going from the inside of the classroom. You can see it on the other side of the on the outside. So we went through and we made all repairs to the middle school classroom windows. Now every fire window opens smoothly and everything is back up to safety standards. So right now in our repair reserve, we have a little over $1 million. This repair reserve hearing is to access $500,000 of the $1 million that's there, which will leave a $500,000 balance in the repair reserve, as well as any future funding that we were able to increase it with. That's it.
Anybody have questions for Anthony?
No. Just think it's a nice use of what we're saving it for, and
What's that?
it's a good use of what we're saving it for. And, the public might not understand why we're squirreling this money away, but that shows what it's for, and we're not asking for anything from anybody.
Yeah, no, it's certainly a nice financing tool, that's for sure.
Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you.
So now we can start. We'll start with the first hearing of visitors. If anybody would like to get up and speak about anything on the agenda. Okay. Then we have our consent agenda, which is our approval of minutes, financial matters, CSEs, Contracted services, we have a donation from the Southold Educational Foundation of $8,465.34 to the Southold School Robotics Team 870 towards their trip to the World Championship competition in Houston, Texas. Can I get a motion to accept this donation from the Southold Education Foundation? Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Can we say a thank you, please? We're surplusing a bunch of stuff that the kids probably can't even identify. A cassette player.
We should sell it on eBay.
And we have a resolution, I have to read this about the balance?
No, I mean, everybody has a copy of it.
Okay.
So when you accept the consent agenda, we can include that in it.
Okay. Can I get a motion on the consent agenda? Consent agenda.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Intermunicipal cooperation agreement. This I have to read, correct?
Yeah.
Be it resolved that the Board of Education hereby authorizes the superintendent of schools to execute an intermunicipal agreement with the Greenport School District for a shared music teacher with Greenport School District, assuming 50% of all costs associated with such position. Can I get a motion on that agreement?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. The second intermunicipal agreement. Be it resolved that the Board of Education hereby authorizes the superintendent of schools to execute an intermunicipal agreement with Greenport School District for a shared science teacher with Greenport School District, assuming 30% of all costs associated with such a position. Can I get a motion, please?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Third, be it resolved that the Board of Education hereby authorizes the superintendent of schools to execute an intermunicipal agreement with the Greenport School District for a shared assistant superintendent for business with Greenport School District, assuming 50% of all costs associated with such a position.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. I was waiting to see if Chuck ran out of the room.
Got through your budget this year.
Capital Reserve Fund. Be it resolved that the Board of Education does hereby authorize and direct that a sum of not to exceed $950,000 of unassigned unappropriated surplus from the 2025-2026 budget be transferred to the Capital Reserve Fund previously established pursuant to Section 3951 of the Education Law. Can I get a motion, please?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. I should back up. These are just up to amounts that we do this every year after budget season.
What's allowed under the original creation of the fund, there's a certain amount that you can put in each year. And you have to have it agreed upon that they can put up to that amount. Once we get through all of our financials, which is probably midsummer, right, Chuck, early fall? Yeah, we're getting bills all summer long for this year. We will actually have we'll know if we have surplus, and then we'll decide how to divide it up, put it into these different reserve funds. But you must do this to the up to amount, otherwise we can't put it in later, so.
And that's why we have the $1 million that we can use the $500,000 for. Okay, Retirement Contribution Reserve, ERS and TRS. Be it resolved that the Board of Education authorizes the additional funding of the Retirement Contribution Reserve Fund, ERS, TRS, originally established in 2007 pursuant to Municipal Law Section 6-R in the amount not to exceed $250,000 for ERS subfund and $350,000 for TRS subfund, to be funded from the unassigned, unappropriated fund balance remaining from the 2025-2026 budget. Can I get a motion, please?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Workman's Comp Fund. Be it resolved that the Board of Education authorizes the additional funding of the Workmen's Compensation Reserve Fund originally established in 2008 pursuant to Municipal Law, Section 6-J, in the amount not to exceed $150,000 to be funded from the unassigned unappropriated fund balance remaining from the 2025-2026 budget. Can I get a motion, please?
Moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Three more, folks. Employee Benefit Accrued Liability Reserve. Be it resolved that the Board of Education does hereby authorize and direct that a sum not to exceed $600,000 be transferred from the unassigned unappropriated surplus from the 2025-2026 budget to the Employee Benefit Accrued Liability Reserve Fund previously established pursuant to Section 6-P of the General Municipal Law. Can I get a motion, please? Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Unemployment Insurance Reserve. Resolved that the Board of Education does hereby authorize and direct that a sum not to exceed $100,000 be transferred from the unassigned unappropriated surplus from the 2025-2026 budget to the Unemployment Insurance Reserve previously established pursuant to Section 6-M of the General Municipal Law. A motion, please.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. And be it resolved that the Board of Education does hereby authorize and direct that a sum not to exceed $700,000 of unassigned unappropriated surplus from the 2025-2026 budget be transferred to the Repair Reserve Fund previously established pursuant to General Municipal Law 6-D. Can I get a motion, please?
Moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, we're done with that. Old business. Okay. Superintendent's report.
So, I've been to 3 graduations already this year, and we have one coming up on Saturday. 6th grade graduation last night was wonderful. Pre-K graduation was maybe the cutest of them all. And kindergarten graduation today, they did a fantastic job, the teachers and the students and the families. Like, it was really nice to see. You know, Terrence is prepping for Saturday's high school graduation, which will also be fantastic. It's a wonderful time of year to get to celebrate the accomplishments of so many. And I thank everybody that has put in a great deal of time to it. And then I just also want to say that I can't believe how quickly this year has gone, but I hope everybody has a wonderful summer, and we look forward to everybody coming back. And then the reason that everybody is here is we have a few retirees this year. We're going to either start or get back to something that we'd like to do to recognize our retirees at a board meeting. And each of them, when I say your name, that we have a couple that unfortunately, because of family situations, can't be here, and I'll catch up to them in the next couple of days before the school year ends. But for the ones that are here, when we call your name, if you can come up, you know, Mr. Latham has something for you. You know, what we're going to be giving to all our honorees this year is a pen case, and it says, to honor your service to education, thank you for your dedication to our students and our staff, and it has a Settlers logo on it. And then you even get the pen that's inside.
And it's not red.
Yes, even though we're all computerized now, we don't really use pens anymore, but when I call you, please come up and, you know, and grab it, and I'm sure that all the board members would like to congratulate and wish you well. We're going to start with Penny Vaccarello. You get to come first.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Penny. Heather Gehring. It was her third retirement party of the week.
We just had another grandchild.
Yeah, I know. I heard all about it. Congratulations. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Kathleen Helinski. Congratulations. And then last but not least, Kelly Hilary. I didn't miss anybody that's here, right? Okay, great. And that's it for me. I hope you guys have a nice, long summer, because now every day is summer. You know, it has been wonderful in the 6 years that I've gotten to work with you. Some of you, because you're in the same building as me, I get to see you every day. Some I don't get to see as much, but I do get to see you a lot, and it's been great to see you working with our kids, and you know, it's been my privilege and pleasure to get to work with you.
All right, that brings us to personnel. I will not read the first one because it's not going to happen. Employees leaving the district service full-time permanent, Patricia Di Gregorio, District Clerk, retirement effective September 30th, 2037. 2027, I guess this is illegal. Employees entering the district service full-time permanent, Amanda Fina, elementary teacher, probationary appointment. Oh, here?
Yes,
Welcome aboard.
wave, Amanda, so everybody knows who you are.
Angela Jacoby, teacher aide, 3-year probationary appointment. And then we have employees entering part-time temporary, musical accompanist, summer enrichment camp, guidance, special ed related services for the summer, CSEs, PCSEs, summer workers, summer support services, credit recovery, and bus aid. Can I get a motion on those personnel?
Oh, there's some more. You want to-
There's more?
Yeah.
Oh, change of status.
Yep.
Patty Motto, part-time to full-time nurse. Claire Benson, 10-month to 12-month office assistant. And summer enrichment administrators.
Keeps going.
Keeps going.
Yeah, all the way to 18.
boy.
18.8.
We have a confidential salary adjustment, or to confidential employees. 6th contract amendment for the superintendent, and 7th contract amendment for Charles. Can I get a motion now?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, the tax exemption surviving spouse of police officers. This has to be read, correct? Whereas on December 19th, 2025, New York Real Property Tax Law, Section 471 was enacted to provide eligible surviving spouses of police officers who were killed in the line of duty with a real property tax exemption from school taxes on real property owned by the eligible surviving spouse of a police officer who was killed in the line of duty, so long as the school district in which the real property is located, after public hearing, adopts a resolution authorizing the exemption subject to the requirements of New York Real Property Tax Law, Section 471. And whereas the Board of Education has held a public hearing on the proposed amendment, now therefore be resolved that the Board of Education of the Southold Union Free School District hereby authorizes the application of the surviving spouse of a police officer who was killed in the line of duty tax exemption in the amount of up to 50%, no, it's not up to, it is 50%. Amount of 50% of the assessed value, and be it further resolved that pursuant to New York Real Property Tax Law, Section 471, the Board of Education designates that application for exemption must be made to the local agency responsible for assessment of real property in the school district. Can I get a motion on that?
So moved.
Second?
Second, pray we never have to
Yeah.
use this.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Tax exemption surviving spouse of volunteer firefighters and volunteer ambulance workers. Whereas the Real Property Tax Law, Section 466-A, was enacted to provide eligible volunteer firefighters and volunteer ambulance workers with a real property tax exemption from school taxes on real property owned by the eligible volunteer firefighter or volunteer ambulance worker, so long as the school district in which the real property is located, after public hearing, adopts a resolution authorizing the exemption subject to the requirements of New York Real Property Tax Law, Section 466-A, and whereas January 24th, 2024, the Board of Education of the Southold Union Free School District previously authorized an exemption under Real Property Tax Law, Section 466-A, and whereas on December 5th, 2025, Governor Hochul signed a bill modifying New York Real Property Tax Law, Section 466-A, to allow for the surviving spouses of volunteer firefighters and volunteer ambulance workers who were killed in the line of duty to receive this exemption, so long as the school district, which has authorized the exemption under Section 466-A, adopts a resolution authorizing such additional benefits. And whereas the Board of Education has held a public hearing on the proposed amendment, now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Education of the Southold Union Free School District hereby authorizes the application of the volunteer firefighter and ambulance worker real property tax exemption as contained in the New York Real Property Tax Law, Section 466-A, to surviving spouses for those volunteer firefighters and volunteer ambulance workers who were killed in the line of duty in the amount of up to 50% of assessed value. And be it further resolved that pursuant to New York Real Property Tax Law, Section 466-A, subsection 6, the Board of Education designates that application for exemption must be made to the local agency responsible for assessment of real property in the school district. Can I get a motion, please?
Scott, do we want to change it
Do you have
up
to
to
up-
50?
Oh, yeah,
Up 50,
We took off the-
yeah.
Thank you.
So in some districts, they did not have the volunteer firefighter one and the ambulance one, so they do them all three together. Since we had one already, we are amending one and then adding the police officer one, and then this way, that gives us all three.
Can I get a motion, please?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Repair reserve transfer. The board president may seek a motion to increase the budget in the amount of not to exceed $500,000 by transfer from the repair reserve to complete the proposed repair projects discussed in the public hearing this evening. Can I get a motion, please?
So,
Second?
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. New business.
None.
Finance.
None.
Building.
None.
Policy. Second hearing of visitors. Does anybody want to talk about anything?
Come on, talk about your retirement, come on.
Plans.
Oh, you want to say something, Blaine?
Sure.
I retired around 10 years ago as a school psychologist here, and I worked, I'm going to get this, but I worked with Kathleen and Kelly, and they were wonderful work, and I do think that the district is going to miss them.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. All right, if no more commentary, we'll start at that end.
Just everybody enjoy the summer, because the first day of school will be here in about 10 minutes.
Not for half of us.
Dawn?
I hear retirement hits really on the first day of school when you see the buses going by, so enjoy your summer and then really let that sit in. Congratulations to our new teacher, and good luck with graduation, everybody.
Tom?
Congratulations to all the retirees. Enjoy every moment of it, well deserved. Congratulations to the graduates. Thanks to the staff, the faculty, for a great school year. Welcome Amanda, welcome Angela. And Anthony, you're going to have a busy summer. It's going to be great to come back and see all the magic that gets done over the summer. So, thank you, everybody.
Yeah, congratulations, you guys. You know, you had my kids and in some form or another, and I'm jealous that I'm not, well, I won't be long following you out the door. But you guys have left an imprint on this school that nobody's going to forget. And I'm sure you'll come back often, or at least drive by and wave. congratulations to the graduates. I won't be here, I gotta work. But like Tom said, I can't believe this year's over already. And, you know, it's fantastic. It's a fantastic place to work. Just ask these guys that spent the last 30 years or whatever here. You know, it really is. You're gonna love it here. Reach out and ask for things. But it's a very, very nice place to work. So, other than that, can I get a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?